Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully most of us have been in this market and have exposure of some kind.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so
You know, I got a random message from a witness in terms of, always just like update in terms of casting votes and whatnot. And it was actually someone that a witness I had thought I voted a long time ago. They've been around forever. So I went and did that. And then obviously, it gets me scrolling through the witnesses and, you know, the Leo witness is, I think, just outside the top 20, which, top 20 is kind of where it becomes a worthwhile venture. And I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. And then also sort of surprising. But then when I think about it, it's really not though, because, you know, if there's people listening right now that, haven't voted the Leo witness, well, go out and do it if you support in Leo. But on top of that, you know, there's that dynamic of there's plenty of lions that, hold a chunk of Leo tokens, but don't have much Hive because, they came here for Leo or they started with Leo as opposed to like the us like old veterans of the Hive blockchain that, first were growing on Hive and then, got actively involved in Leo. So, yeah, I don't know, that dynamic just kind of popped in my head. Um, where it kind of does make sense, I guess, that the witness isn't in the top 20. But anyway,
well, yeah,
goes without.
I think, I think it is crazy that we're not in the top 20. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't even think it's as much of what you just described as it is, I mean, obviously it's a factor too, but I think it's an even bigger factor is just that the way that governance is set up on Hive is that the incumbents are favored. So if you're already in the top 20, it's very hard to not be in the top 20 anymore. So
To
I
an
do
extent.
think, yeah, I mean, it really is like the top 20 barely moves, and there are several in the top 20, and obviously I don't want to get too into the politics of everything, but there are several of the witnesses in the top 20 who aren't even active on Hive anymore. And they're in the top 20 because they've been there forever. And
Well,
essentially
and
the rotation or the turnover rate of witnesses is just so low and very hard to do. So I don't
yeah.
expect like I mean literally half those witnesses could disappear tomorrow and I don't expect the witnesses to change very much.
I mean, I will say, and again, I don't look very often, but I feel like there's been more movement in the last couple years than in prior years. And, and that's just a PSA to check on your witness votes every once in a while. Because I'm not going to lie, like the only reason I checked on mine the last two times is because I essentially received messages from somebody and one of them was that like, hey, you're voting for a lot of dead witnesses. So I went in there and obviously cleaned that up. And there was, at least one that was in the top 20. So I took that vote away and then placed it to someone active. So yeah, just a good idea to check on your witness votes every at least, I'd say at least twice a year, um, if not quarterly.